So let's pivot from NFL cornerbacks to college cornerbacks.
Yes.
You're now PFF's. What's your title? Like your official
lead draft analyst.
Lead draft analyst. So Mike is like 24/7 draft. You're diving into all the college prospects.
Yes.
Constantly. You're the guy that actually knows who the hell these people are before we roll around the draft season, as opposed to me, who will roll into draft season and then try and figure out who they are. So who should we be paying attention to with the cornerbacks?
Top of the class, 3 names I'll give you that I feel comfortable throwing first round sort of mix right at the moment. Bryce Hall out of Virginia. I think if he came out this past year, would have been the first cornerback taken, because he has the size, the speed, he has all the measurables, has the ball production. He had the second highest coverage grade in all of college football last year, as the highest coverage grade of anyone in this class over the past 2 seasons. Ton of ball production, and he has just absurdly long wingspan. When you look at him, he just envelops wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. Going to be a press the cover 3. Seattle cover 3 teams are going to fall in love with this guy. Probably going to have a top 10 grade on him coming out because of what he can do in terms of just shutting down one side of the field if he's playing in a silo. He is so good at that. He's not going to be your move him around, follow wide receivers to the slot sort of guy. But if you run one of those schemes, you run a man-heavy scheme, he's going to be your guy. He has all those sort of traits. I can't believe he didn't come out, to be honest, with the tape we saw from him last year. I'm just very surprised. Definitely in the mix there for the first corner off the board.
Okay, I like it. Who else we got?
Christian Fulton out of LSU. For my money, after having watched both of them, the better LSU cornerback last year. He played better last year than Greedy Williams. I think he's just a smoother athlete, or not even I think. He is a smoother athlete than Greedy Williams, is a more scheme-diverse cornerback than Greedy was for sure. Just in hip pockets down the field again and again. I think he has a very good chance to leap Bryce Hall and be the first cornerback off the board. I think he's that talented.
Wow.
Now, he probably didn't come out because he got suspended for 2 years for cheating on a drug test. And so it ended up getting chopped down to 1 year. And so this was actually last year was only his first year really playing college football. And so I think he had 1 more year to sort of get that way in the rear view mirror.
A little bit.
And now he'll be, if he gets 2 years on tape of high-level production, I could see him going in the top 10. The last guy, also in the SEC, C.J. Henderson. He's not quite as athletically gifted as maybe Hall or Fulton are, but he is so patient. He rarely gives up anything down this field, despite a lack of probably high-end athleticism. I love his feet at the line of scrimmage and breaking on passes. So good at that. I think he's firmly in the first-round mix as well. Those 3 are the guys I feel comfortable at the top of this class.
Nice. The Fulton thing is interesting because it's one thing to be sort of better than a teammate that came out a year ago, but when that guy was a first-round pick, when that guy's a high-level draft pick,
should have been first round.
Should have been first-round talent.
Yes.
When a guy is that good that you're supposedly better than, it puts you in a pretty rare air. It doesn't necessarily mean it will translate because either the first-round talent like Greedy slips further down the draft, or the draft that you come out in is better or worse. So it's not always like for like, but it puts you in some very rare air right off the
Yeah, I remember Steve and I were doing something about cornerbacks last year. And this was after the deadline for people having declared, and I just had assumed that Fulton was going to declare. With how good I'd watched his tape, and I was like, oh, okay, I assume he's just going to be in this draft with how well he played. No, he came back, so that's why I see him as top.